Hi, my name's Aaron. You may remember me from such videos as Blessed with Divine Purpose by the Almighty Alfie Days, or Amazing Tesco Haul, must-see purchases. But today I'm here to talk about something a little bit more serious. Of course, I am talking about YouTube block. What happens when you've done something for so long that it just becomes a part of you and you almost don't even know why you're doing it anymore? What happens when you want something so badly and with so much of yourself that you just can't necessarily remember why? What am I doing this for? And because it is becoming such a common issue and it's affecting so many people, I thought that today we could just raise awareness of this. I've contacted some of my fellow creators and I just thought that today we could share their stories. So just sit back, relax, make yourself a cup of tea or whatever your preferred hot beverage is, and let's just talk about YouTube block. I mean, you know me, right? Like, I'm a really outgoing person. Like, I'm the life and soul of the party. When I walk into a room, all the birds look at me like, damn, you know what I mean, right? But it's like, sometimes I just feel as though I'm willing to put myself out there, you know, like I'll try different things, I'll do anything, you know. That's why the call is the really good guy, because I'm just like, I'm always down for something, but like, sometimes I kind of question, like, is this me? Is this what I want to be doing? Oh man, I remember the days when YouTube was just nerds in their bedrooms, and they just turned the camera on, and it was just like whatever came to mind. Like, what did I do this week? When the Vlog Brothers were like the kings, and it's like there's such a celebrity culture around it these days that it's like people forget that it was just nerds in their bedroom talking about Doctor Who and like video games and shit. When I really think about it, I think it's the numbers that scare me most, that really make me uncomfortable. There's this real sense of apathy towards the celebrity culture that's come about on YouTube these last few years. I mean, everybody wants to be big, to be famous, you know? Like, everybody wants 1 million subscribers or 10 million subscribers or even just 100,000 subscribers, and it's not that easy to do anymore because it just feels like people settle on the channels that they like to watch, you know? Everyone goes home and they're like, man, I love this YouTuber, I love watching this guy, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they have room in their lives for other people. Like, they have a busy schedule and they need to watch like half an hour of fucking Jacksepticeye every day. They don't have time to watch the little guy, right? So it kind of gets a bit draining on you when you put so much effort into these things, and you put so much of yourself into the content that you're making, and it seems like nobody cares. You see, I think the problem is that people look at bigger YouTubers and think there's like a roadmap that they can follow, right? But that's not always the case. Like, you can't just copy what a big YouTuber did and think that that's going to get you to their level, right? Because these people got to where they are by being something different. They were unique and they were true to themselves, right? Sometimes, like, I think I get so caught up in being this guy, like, cause I'm confident, I've got the swagger, I've got the ego, you know, that kind of like, that cocky personality that just makes you a little bit fun, that makes you a little bit like good to be around, like that. Again, that's what I'm saying, that's why they call us the really good guy. But it's like, sometimes it's just, do I want to be the really good guy all the time? Like, maybe sometimes I just want to be Scott. Sometimes I just want to be a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more personal. But sometimes it feels like when you're projecting yourself that much, when you're putting yourself out there that much, that like, you have to be the person that everyone sees you as all the time, and I don't know if I can do that, you know, like, it's a bit draining on you, like having to be like alright all the fucking time. It does me head in. Like, fuck man, sometimes I just want to be a bit more real with myself as well as with everyone else. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, is who I am inside, is who I am underneath not good enough for people? Do I have to project this character that makes us into a confident person? Or, like, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one to think about when you kind of get like all deep and reflective about it. It's weird. You see, we all have this spark inside of us, something that's uniquely ours, and what we need to do is we need to focus on that, right? Like, we all look at YouTube with these big glossy eyes, and we all want to be stars. We all want to be, you know, Alfie Days. We all want to be PewDiePie. But the thing is, we can't be them because they are them. We can only be ourselves. And that's what YouTube's all about, really, isn't it? When you think about it, it's about you. It's about who you are. It's about looking internally into what you really think and what you want to create, right? And the thing is that people have these kind of like glossy eyes. They're like rose-tinted spectacles. I think that's the expression. They're like looking up at these people. They're like, oh my god, Alfie Days, man, I want to be like that guy. Fucking PewDiePie, he's got like, what, 50 million? All he does is play video games in his bedroom and he makes fucking millions of dollars. Like, I want that life for myself. So everybody's out there like, hey man, I'm the next big thing, you gotta subscribe to me. I'm gonna be bigger than Dennis Not on Fire, right? And the truth is, maybe you will, maybe you've got like that 1 in a million chance of actually doing it, but probably it's not gonna happen. Like, you look at what they're making and you're like, mate, you're a dingo. You're a dingo. And it's like, it's almost like the world caught up to us in the same way that it did with the platform itself. Like that it couldn't be this way forever. Like, I used to talk about video games. I used to be the guy that people came to for their news, their updates, you know? It was like, hey Danny, like, what do you think of PSN going down, getting hacked, or like Modern Warfare 3, remember that, right? I used to be a guy that people could count on, but I barely even play video games anymore, right? Like, I dabble. I bought the new Pokemon games when they came out. I haven't really played them. And it's just weird that something that was so important to me, something that was so integral to who I was, that was such a big part of my life and of my personality, is that I don't know if I resonate with that anymore. And to a degree I still do. It's just, life has caught up to me. I can't just avoid all responsibility and play video games anymore because the world will not accept that. Now see, I'm a musician and I pour my heart and soul into everything that I make, but sometimes I just can't create, you know? Like, it's gotta just come from the heart. It's gotta come natural. Like, you know, when the inspiration strikes, when God looks down from above and says, hey Willie Ray, you got this idea, you got this song, you got this piece of your soul that you want to express out into the world, that's what I do. That's when I sit and I write and I pour my heart and soul into it, like I said. And I don't know, I've been trying to grow my YouTube channel. I've been trying to grow, and I thought that being YouTube, it would be about me, right? It would be about what I want to do, how I want to deal with things, and that's just not the case anymore. We live in a world where it's about pleasing other people, right? That's what it's about at the end of the day. It's crowded at the bottom. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to be big and to make it, and to make loads of money making videos in their bedroom, but like, it just isn't always practical anymore. Like, maybe the people that have risen to the top are gonna stay there, and there just isn't room anymore. Which is crazy when you think about it, because there's so many people down here, and there's not all that many people up there. But I don't know, it's tough to see past where you are right now. When you've struggled so hard for so long, it's hard to see a light at the end of the tunnel, because you can't be the next KSI, but you can be the first you. And the thing is, when people start to look at YouTube quite apathetically, and they start to think, this isn't getting me anywhere, why am I not famous yet? Why don't I have millions of subscribers? And it's because you're trying too hard to be someone that you're not, right? You're trying too hard to follow in someone else's footsteps. And it's, by all means, take inspiration, take ideas, think, you know, I'd love to do something similar to what you're doing. That's great. Like, don't get me wrong, inspiration is not the problem. The problem is people trying to be something that just isn't them, when they look like, oh, this is popular on YouTube right now, so I must do that too if I want to be popular, because that's what everybody's watching. So if they're watching that, then hopefully they'll watch me too, and I can become successful. I can grab a little bit of that glory. But it's like, if it's not who you are and what you want to make, then why are you doing it, really? I don't even own a current gen system. Like, I don't own a PS4. The Nintendo Switch just came out. I can't tell you how badly I would love to be able to talk about the Nintendo Switch, but I've never touched one. I've never been to a games conference in like 4 years. I've never done any of these things. How can I call myself a journalist, or like a source of information and a source of passion, inspiration, when it's just not true anymore? I can't talk about these things genuinely and openly and honestly because I don't understand them. It's like I blinked and the world moved on without me, and now I'm desperately trying to catch up. And what do? I don't know. And I don't know what kind of content I want to make anymore, because I can't be relevant to what people know and what people these days are going to understand and connect with. Like, I read the YouTube creator playbook, or whatever they're calling it these days, and they're saying to me, Will Ray, you need to be uploading a video every day at the same time, like 6 p.m. I don't know what time it is. Like, I don't care. I've never in my life had to care what time it is. I know when the sun comes up, and I know when it goes down. And I just think that I want to create when it hits me, when it flows, when it's the inspiration is there, and it's just like, when you come from where I come from, when you hear my roots, it's like, it's about the freedom, it's about control, and it's about being authentic to yourself. It's about just the truth and honesty. Forcing out a video every day, it just ain't me. It's just not what I want to do, and I just have to be truthful. I have to make the videos that I want to make, because you're going to get to a stage where people know you for making something, and it's not even what you want to do. If you focus on what it is that you want to make, then when the time comes, when you hit that success that you strive for so badly, it'll be true, it'll be unique. And when people say, yes, he's the guy that makes those videos, they'll be the kind of videos that you want to make, and you'll be getting up every day so excited to make these videos, and it just won't even feel like work anymore. And that's the nature of what you have here. This isn't the world, like the wider world, where you have to follow in certain paths and fit certain boundaries or requirements. This is a place where you can be 100% you. And if you're wasting that opportunity by trying to be someone else, then you're not really doing it right, are you? So that's what I'm thinking. It's like, maybe it'll be a slower road to the top, but I'm gonna do this my way. I'm gonna do this the way that I decide is uniquely right for me. For me and what I want to put out there. And my audience, they gonna understand that. They're gonna be grateful. They're gonna be like, Willie Ray, you put out the song, you blessed us, you blessed our souls, man. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to force it and put out, because if I put out shitty songs or put out like a challenge video, like, people are gonna know that that's not you. Like, they're gonna be like, what happened to the old Willie Ray, man? What happened to the guy I knew and loved? And so people are gonna know that when I put something out, that it's something true, that it came from within, or it came from a higher place. God bless. As you can see, YouTube block is something that affects all of us on some level at some point in our careers. But what I want you to know is that you don't have to quit. You don't have to give up. You can fight this. We can fight this together. We can fight the good fight and make YouTube great again. So for now, I just want to give you 3 main takeaways, and not of the fast food variety, but of the kind that can maybe give you some insight into what you are dealing with and how you can kind of proceed from this point. Number 1 is that there is enough success, however you define that, for everyone. There are a lot of people in the world, over 7 billion of them in fact, and there are a lot of people on here, on this website, watching things. And just because someone watches a whole bunch of channels doesn't mean that they will not also watch yours, for whatever reason it may be. Just because Alfie Days is really successful does not negatively impact how successful you can and will be. Number 2 is to love the journey. And that sounds so cliche, but the thing is, you may just blow up, you may explode overnight like pachoo. You may go sky high and get 1 million subscribers from one video that went viral, and that's cool. But along the way, you probably had to make 100, 1,000 videos to get to the point that you were at. And how many people did you affect along the way? How much fun did you have making those videos, right? That's the important thing. That's the key to focus on. Like, I might not be doing the same stuff now that I did years ago, but at the time, I had fun making those videos, and those videos reached different people than the people that I reach now, and that's totally cool. And number 3 is that, quite frankly, this is YouTube. And I think that people forget that sometimes. You can do this your way. Sure, best practice dictates that you need to upload a certain number of times a week at specific times so that people know, you know, when you're going to be around and when to expect new videos from you. So, you know, oh, I upload every day at 6 PM UK time. You know, you don't have to do that. If that feels uncomfortable to you, then just don't. Because the thing is, like, in the past, I used to make a lot more videos when I just didn't care. Like, if I just thought, you know what, I want to make something today, I want to turn this camera on, pull some silly faces, and do some silly voices, and just put something on the internet for no real reason, I did more then than I do now that I'm kind of more aware of what works and how to be successful. I mean, as much as, you know, we can know. I've read the creator playbook, essentially. But just knowing that isn't inherently going to help me if I don't put it into practice. But putting it into practice isn't always necessarily what I want to do. And then you kind of come back to the fact that this is YouTube. It's you do what you want to do on this. So if you're feeling lost and you're feeling confused and like, hey, I maybe don't know if I want to do this anymore, like, this doesn't feel too great to me, maybe I'm actually thinking of quitting because this just isn't me. I have gotten to that point way too many times, and what you need to do is just step back. Just step back. Like, What videos did I make back in the day that I thought were really cool, that I loved making? Would I love it if I still did those? What stuff am I doing right now that doesn't resonate with me, that I don't really care about? Maybe I shouldn't do that. What stuff do I watch but don't necessarily make myself? Could I take inspiration from the people that I watch now and make something new and try something new? Take some risks, because it's what I feel like doing right now. At the end of the day, you just need to kind of be genuinely you, and that is going to be the best way to overcome YouTube block. So if you're affected by any of the issues discussed in today's episode, then make sure you leave a comment down below sharing your story. This is of course about sharing stories. And make sure you do subscribe so that you can become a part of this little community and you can be informed of any future support and guidance that we have to offer you here on the Lesmiserableone channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you are, why not check out this other silly video that I made at some point in the past, and just continue being an awesome person. Really, that's about the size of it. So I'm gonna let you go now, but make sure you click that, because I think it's pretty cool and you might like it. Thanks.